have any strong women in your life who inspired your character development?
Oh, there's so many strong women in my life. My grandma, she was very much a source of strength and inspiration for me when I'm making this film. She was a seamstress herself. She's no longer around, sad to say, but she worked many things and worked incredibly hard, and she had a tough life, and she's a working class woman who really did it all for her family and worked every single day of her life. And my mum was inspired by her, and I'm inspired in turn by her. And I think my mother as well. But there is so, I mean, the women, my friends, are the women I most admire in my personal life, but also sort of iconic women that I look up to are the ones that, I mean, you can't get anywhere in this world, I don't think, without being, if you're a woman, I think, and it's that having a certain kind of strength.
Did you speak with the real women before filming the movie as inspiration?
I did. For me, I wanted to meet I wanted to meet some women if they were up for it, and I was lucky enough that 3 of the women wanted to meet for a cup of tea, and I went to Dagenham and we hung out and had a cup of tea, and they're still living in Dagenham. They're all still friends, and they all still talk about little details of the time and stories, and they laugh together, and that's what struck me, actually, that they still live in Dagenham. They still went back to their lives at the end of the day. They weren't interested in becoming something other than what they were. They just wanted to go back to their families, go back to work. That was essential for them. They just had to say what they had to say. And what I got from these women was their humour. They're incredibly down to earth. They weren't particularly impressed by the fact that we were making a film. I love that. And weren't particularly impressed, but just similarly as they weren't particularly impressed by the politicians they were meeting, or the fat cats, the men in suits. And that's how they held their own. They're very bright, very savvy in their own particular way. And they weren't overwhelmed by the men that they had to speak to. They were having to hold their own and having to think very fast in the moment, and having to go and to pick apart the sort of the minutiae and this language that covers a lot of that we have to also. And they weren't. That's what their strength was. They don't speak in that political language. They speak with their truth, and they speak their own language. And that's actually what sung out for me about this film and about them. That actually that's what makes you listen. When you hear people on a political stage just speak truth and not try and frilly it up and speak with their own voice. And that
was definitely shown in the
Oh, thank you.
Your performance is brilliant.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of Oscar buzz. And are you ready?
Am I ready? Oh God, I don't know. How can you? I don't know. I think it's always wonderful when people say that. You sort of just have to take it with a pinch of salt. It's more than you can ever dream for a film that you're involved with and that you're passionate about. But I'm just happy that people are interested in. So far, everyone I've spoken to has been really lovely and nice about the film. And you just, it's all you want. But at the end of the day, you just want to make those women proud. And with a film that has such a message, it would be wonderful if it has a knock-on effect on a big scale like that, because then it just means more people see it and more people hear this story, and that's a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is that okay?